Y'all know what time it is. Anytime you hear the slow beat bringing and the lady singing, it's Big Vern in the booth doing this thinging. Ha ha! Had a great show today. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us here at App Stupid. I don't like doing Saturday shows, but I'm forced to now that everything's picking back up. So we talked about the immortal trash, Terry Bollea. Yeah, I'm not even gonna give that a recap. Then we talked some UCLA, the Bullies of Brentwood. Are they serious about a chip? We gave you their record, their breakdown. Also, they've got a distraction now in Nico Lamaleva because of the NIL situation with Tennessee. Yeah, that's one of the segments you're going to have to go ahead and check out. Then, for some reason, CBS Sports is projecting that Ben Simmons could possibly play for the Knicks and contribute. I don't want to dignify that with a recap. No, I'm not doing that. I know. Hell no. Then we talk some Michigan football. Michigan man. We've got Bryce Underwood. He's not the star right now. He doesn't have the job as being the head quarterback of the Michigan Wolverines. Coach Moore is saying that this is a position that should be earned, and he wants to see him take it. We also gave you the background to some of the guys in that quarterback room. We're going to stay in the Big Ten. Going to talk some Penn State, Nittany Lions. Whoa, Nelly. Got a lot to cover when we get back. It's your boy, Big Vern. Give me a beat.
It's your boy, Big Vern, coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. We pushing another rap album this month. Raekwon, The Emperor's New Clothes, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Berry Hill. Pomegranate is Wild with Inspector Det. Ooh-wee! Wu-Tang Killer Bees, my goodness. Then you got Wild Corsicans with Benny the Butcher. Butcher coming. West Side Gun. Brr, brr. You know I've been dying to do that. One Life, 600 School, the guy that plans it, the heavies, the Amaretta with Nas. Enough said. It's like verbal intercourse on the first Raekwon album. Oh, Built for Cuban Links, which is a classic. My goodness. Deborah Nightwine, that's out there with Marsha Ambrose. She's highly talented and she don't get enough love. But yeah, that song is crazy. And Mac and Lobster with Ghostface Killer. The Emperor's New Clothes. Raekwon, in stores now.
Yo, shout out to Raekwon. Shout out to Wu-Tang, the chef. Make sure y'all go cop The Emperor's New Clothes. It's a dope LP. I really dig it. So, not going to hold you. Final segment here. I don't think it's fair to put Drew Allar in a pressure cooker with this whole Penn State thing. And the vibe that I got from Big Ten Media Week was when he took to the podium, they want to win a chip. And they want to win one right now. And I know every team, they want that coveted national championship, but Penn State is no different. But I don't think that if Drew Allar doesn't pull this off, I don't think that he's ready for the pushback and the scrutiny. And I don't see how this is a make or break year. Understand one thing, the lunatics, thanks to the internet, I know the guys who aren't me, the lunatics are pushing the envelope and the expectations are getting so unreal. It's baffled me. Now, CBS Sports, at times they have shit for brains. And I say that with all disrespect intended, because nationally, the Nittany Lions, they're ranked 10th in wins for the decade. In the last decade, they ranked 10th in wins. So now that you have a team that has this kind of pedigree, and they've won these games and they've had a sustained they've had a sustained expectation of excellence. Why is this a make or break year? That's a good question. Why is it? Why is this a make or break year? Last year they lost to Notre Dame. No shock in that. In the semifinals, and the good folks of Happy Valley, they went 13-3. Yet somehow Franklin is on the hot seat, and Alar has to win a chip to quiet the crazies. What the hell is this? Honestly, what the hell is this? You know how many programs would kill for a 13-3 season? Wisconsin would love those wins. I know USC would love those wins in their debut season with the Big Ten. To go 13-3, yet somehow that's not good enough. I don't know where we are in the college football landscape. Honestly, I really don't know how far we've crossed the Rubicon where 13-3 isn't good enough. That's you on the hot seat, even though in the last decade you're ranked 10th in wins. Yeah, make some sense. And then we're going to have you go up in front of the press, and then you're going to talk directly past the reporters and media, and you're going to talk directly to the money class, and you're going to give back half your salary if you don't pull this thing off. You see how crazy this has all gotten? 13-3, and you're on the hot seat. And Franklin's no different. Franklin was talking past reporters. He was talking to the money class. He was doing his old tap dance. I'll go ahead and break that down when we get back from a rap break. It's Big Fern.
Day. I'm pushing rap albums, right? You know it. Here at the App Stupid Studios, it's your boy Big Bird. Yes, indeed, we got another one. Joyner Lucas, ADHD 2, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is I Wish I Knew. Homie be spitting, for real. One of them, The Way That I Am, with him and Ty Dolla $ign in New Sofas. Oh my goodness. That one's hit. That one's a hit. The Butterfly Effect is deep. It's one of them records where you really gotta catch it. You know, everything from the metaphors, and then he get into one of his little pockets with that AMG flow. Yeah, homie's wow. Then Active with him and Big Sean. Yeah, Big Sean goes off in that record. Sean is he going to a whole nother level. But I enjoyed it. Joyner Lucas, ADHD 2, in stores now.
Yo, Joyner Lucas, make sure you go get the album. Check it out, ADHD 2. I liked it. I thought it was dope. So when we left off on the other side of the content, we were talking about James Franklin and how he had to do his shame ritual, take to the podium, and he had to talk past reporters and media gallery and talk directly to the money class. And he said, and I quote, last year is a perfect example of that. We finished essentially a drive away from the national championship game, and people were pissed. It didn't necessarily feel like the type of season that we had. And that comes with being the head football coach at Penn State or being the quarterback at Penn State. You knew what you signed up for when you took the job, end quote. Who is he talking to? Everybody's pissed because they wanted a national championship. Not to mention you all had one of the best tight ends in college football history. He's now playing for the Indianapolis Colts. I might consider watching Colts game. I'm still an Indianapolis Colts fan in recess. I've protested profusely. And I know that Jim Irsay is in that crack house in the sky. However, we'll go ahead and deal with that at another time. But who is he talking to? He's talking to the money class. Again, addressing them indirectly, talking past reporters and media, and giving them that sweet, coveted red meat that they crave. Never once in my lifetime have I seen a coach apologize for winning 13 games. I've never seen this. This is how far the lunacy has spread. This dude is apologizing for winning 13 games and not winning a national championship. Losing to Notre Dame is no shame. Notre Dame beat Georgia. Notre Dame beat Indiana. Notre Dame earned their way to the national championship game. And I know you were disappointed because you couldn't go ahead and get over the hump or the hill, but that's life. But in no way, shape, or form should you be on the hot seat. My goodness. It's astonishing. Now, what I didn't like about this is the indictment that against the top 5 programs out there, Franklin is 1-15, and he's got the worst record against the top 5 teams in FBS school history. Again, hearing that is subjective because he coached at Vandy, and no disrespect, with all disrespect intended, but when the hell was Vandy ever a threat in the SEC? The man coached at Vanderbilt, arguably the Harvard of the South. He was never going to build a threat to Alabama's power. He was never going to build a threat to Georgia's dynasty. I'm going to go out on a limb and say if he was still there, he'd be a punching bag for Texas and Texas A&M and Mike Elko and them boys, the 12th man. Yeah, that's where I'm at with this. So again, you got to go ahead and look at this. When numbers, you got to be like, well, wait a minute. He coached at Vandy. It isn't like he's been at a blue blood this whole time. He actually turned Penn State around. Give him some credit for that. My God. Oh. Not to mention that we're just going to go ahead and overlook the fact that he's in the Big Ten. I'm sorry, but Ohio State, yeah, they're pretty freaking good. They spent almost $24 million on paper to get a national championship, and mission accomplished. Yeah, mission accomplished. And I'm sorry to go ahead and piss in your cornflakes, but Oregon is pretty damn good. Dan Lanning and them boys are pissed off. They're the reigning and defending Big Ten champions. You think they don't have something to say about this? You think they got a bad taste in their mouth? And then it's not just them. Everybody else is retooling. Sharon Moore in Michigan is retooling. Kurt Cignetti has made Indiana a force, and you can't fall asleep behind the wheel or you will get sliced up. Maryland, don't sleep on Maryland. They will pull off a win, and they will beat some teams they're not supposed to beat. Rutgers is out there as a spoiler. Then you have Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, Michigan State. Yeah, USC, Lincoln Riley, and those guys. Everybody's a little pissed about how the season ended. But just to go ahead and single in on Franklin and say, hey, look, you were a heartbeat away from playing Ohio State for the national championship game. Hey, if that didn't happen, okay. Let's just stop. The guy won 13 games last year. He isn't Hugh Freeze. He isn't Hugh Freeze. He isn't failing his way through this thing with flying colors. He's not Mark Stoops, that's what I call him, Marky Mark and the Dummy Bunch down in Kentucky, struggling. He's not any of that. And now, if he doesn't win, he's gone. Oh, my God. With everything we just laid out, what's the rush? What's the rush if this season doesn't work out? Because there's a slew of seniors that turned down the NFL to return to chase a title. The coach expects 10 to 12 players to be drafted next spring, which would tie or break the school's record. Penn State also hired Ohio State's defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, fresh off winning the national championship. And then you added fuel to the fire because now you've got to go to the Horseshoe. You've got to go to the Columbus. Now, Jim Knowles, I don't know who's working that guy's social media, but we covered it. You can't go ahead and put on the social media. You got a white hat that says Ohio State sucks. Come on, dog. Come on, man. In Ohio State, they didn't even respond. That's how you're supposed to treat guys who've never been there. That's how you're supposed to act when guys aren't used to winning, when they're low class, when they're second rate, when they're just trash in the street. You're throwing rocks at God. How dare you? They made you relevant again. They made you one of the highest paid assistants that the people had to go ahead and finagle and get away. Now, if the defense is shameful and Jim Knowles doesn't work out, do you fire Jim Knowles? That's fair. And I'm not an Ohio State fan. I'm just looking at this objectively saying, we're so far in crazy town. We're firing a coach if he doesn't win a chip, who had a 13-3 season, and now it's fair to put a defensive coordinator. We got to put him on a chopping block too, because we paid him a lot of money, and if this doesn't work out, we got to clean house. Come on. Again, crazy town has no rails, has no limits. It's never going to end. Now, I knew that I shared all of this with everybody, and not too long ago, in a distant past, on the channel, you go look this up. I saw all of the moves that they were making after the season was over, and I said, have the Penn State Nittany Lions, have they given Franklin enough rope to fire himself? And with the way the media was acting after the Big Ten Media Day, that whole week in Vegas, knowing he's got those 10 starters, 10 to 12 guys coming back, where everybody came back for a national championship. Jim Knowles, you actually got him out of Ohio State because he just won a championship. They're trying to go ahead and replicate and spend that money and do that thing. And you want to go ahead and get to the mountaintop. Everything that I just read you, if this doesn't work, will they fire Franklin? And I'm afraid they will. That is my fear. I'm afraid they will. I don't know what it takes to keep a job in this current climate of college football, because the money class is running the show. The money is actually running the show.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, that's the show. Thank you all for joining us. We had a great time. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button and share the content. This is Big Vern, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.